Hi, this is Anna Imagination with the Healing Garden. And I don't know if I'm experiencing the 13th perspective. I don't want to, but there's way too much logical things adding up, and I'm going, shit. I just internalized the 12th ethic. So officially, I am going to start counting my perspective shifts as chapters because, yeah. So this is chapter 13. Here's how this works. I just learned that when you max out all the lessons in philosophy, the final lesson is when you graduate to a student. That's right, you graduate to a student. It's extraordinary. Have you ever noticed that? We always graduate into becoming a student. The student of life, the student of life, of birth. That's why they call it a commencement. You're beginning your next lesson. I spent 30 years as a student. The first year of philosophy, there's one lesson: how to learn. We think people just know how to learn. We think it's an instinct. No, it's not. Learning is not an instinct. Now, don't get me wrong, there are levels of learning that are instinctual, like mimicry and repetition. In fact, that's really it. Play. But these are things that our society has taken away from us systematically. And as a result, we've gotten much dumber. So there's this moment in the 12th perspective at the very end when you suddenly realize that you can't play until you've learned the rules. You can't play the game until you've learned the rules. And there are 12 rules to this game, people. And I figured them all out. And now I'm applying them to life as a student. By setting an example and becoming a student, follow me. Because you are hardwired to learn through mimicry and repetition. You need a mirror to set an example. Now, I just spent the last 30 years of my life dissecting the meaning of life. I was thinking about this. I walk big. Oh, and I talk big. But I deliver every time. So, in a few minutes, I'm going to start episode 1 of my new podcast. And this podcast is going to be called "This Podcast is Not a Conspiracy." It is the handbook for life, a philosopher's perspective. That's right. It is going to air Monday through Friday around 5:15 to 6:15. Around the time when you're driving home from work and you're thinking about your day and you're trying to decompress, I thought, I have some things to say about life. You've got what, a 45-minute drive? Okay, I have an idea. And I figured, well, I am setting this massive example because I wrote the handbook for life based off of 30 years of philosophy, psychology, and sociology. So I kind of know what I'm doing. That I'm going to play with you. I'm going to talk to you. And I'm going to interact with you and show you how it's done. And I'm going to definitely incorporate games and play, theater, of course, theater. Why wouldn't I incorporate theater into this? I will be coloring and playing with Play-Doh. And I'm going to be talking about the meaning of life. When you reach the 12th perspective, you have this moment where you realized all you were doing the entire time was mastering the tools individually, so that at the end, when you create, you've internalized the rules so deeply that you can play, and in play, the creation unfolds. And you go back to one. And you play all over again. But this time, you don't play as the student. You play as the teacher, learning how to be a student. When we try and manifest, there's all these what you should and shouldn't do. And there's an actual formula to manifestation. I would like to share this formula with you. It is student mindset plus gifting mindset plus empathy plus nurturing mindset. That's what you're trying to do when you manifest. It's not one emotion. Oh, you have to have gratitude. And it's not the abundance. You missed the point with abundance. It's a business transaction with the universe. That's really it. It is a balanced business transaction with the universe. And the transaction goes, I want X, and this is how I'm going to do it. And it's yes, you want, you receive, and this is what you are giving in its exchange. But it's the combination of the emotions. And I cannot emphasize this enough. When you have a mindset, you have a certain number of emotions that come out of each mindset. A certain number of just everything. And it just comes out of that mindset. It's emotions, it's feelings. And when you're in the mindset, it becomes a cocktail. So every one of these mindsets is a cocktail. And having the right cocktail is the mindset that produces manifestation. So it's having the mindset of a student, having the mindset of the gift exchange, the trade exchange. It's different, much, much different than we think it is. And then having the nurturing mindset. When those three things combine, it creates this magnificent cocktail that just it was this formula that I used to manifest my education, my healing, all of my work. I manifested it because I figured that would be easier than studying. Yes, it was much easier than studying. And then I just used logic to do a checks and balances thing to prove that I was right, and yes, I'm right. And I just did that over and over again because it was easier than studying. So I went, why am I studying? Why don't I just manifest this shit? So I manifested knowledge. And then I just used logic to feed it all together. It was wonderful. So if you want to know how to manifest, I know my shit when it comes to manifestation. Like I said, I talk big, I walk big, and I deliver. I am really looking forward to the next few years of my life. Thank you, and may the kindest of words always find you.